welcome to the update. I'm Michelle Stevenson. Well, we're being assured that there is enough power supply to avoid blackouts for the time being. New South Wales and Queensland are under most pressure, with residents actually urged to go easy on their power usage during the peak. Now, Energy Minister Chris Bowen says the grid is coping for now.
Australians can have confidence that their regulators and the market operator are world class, have the confidence of the government, and can have their confidence as they manage the situation.
While rising wholesale electricity prices are being blamed, but there's also 13 coal-fired power stations out for maintenance. Andrew Stock from the Climate Council says the previous government contributed to this problem.
We've had probably a decade or so of policy paralysis federally, and that's meant that we haven't seen the investment in new plant that we need to see to replace plant that's now getting very old.
The Australian share market has shed more than $110 billion in value. It's been driven by some pretty big falls on Wall Street as the finance sector prepares for the prospect of a recession in the United States. It's the worst day since the start of the pandemic in March 2020. 3 asylum seeker boats have now been intercepted by Border Force since the federal election. Labor, though, says it will continue the same tough policy as the previous coalition government to protect our borders at all costs. Donald Trump has issued a statement in response to ongoing US congressional hearings into last year's attack on the Capitol building. He says the hearings are an attempt by Democrats to distract Americans from the failure of the Biden administration. And Google has agreed to a massive settlement after being hit with a class action lawsuit over pay and equity. Around 15,500 employees were involved in the case, alleging that the tech giant had underpaid female workers. It has agreed to a $170 million settlement. To your sport now, and what a day. The Socceroos are now turning their attention to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar at the end of the year. That's after winning their intercontinental playoff. Australia beat Peru in a penalty shootout this morning, with substitute goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne making the decisive save. And the Rabbitohs have ruled out Latrell Mitchell for Thursday night's clash with the Dragons. In entertainment news, and Britney Spears has obtained a 3-year restraining order against her ex-husband after he tried to crash her wedding. Now, you may remember Jason Alexander live-streamed the incident, and he is now facing stalking and trespass charges. Whoopi Goldberg is the latest celebrity to fire up over the Rebel Wilson outing in a Sydney newspaper. The View host joined the chorus of outrage over the paper's plans to write a story about her dating a woman. And Lady Gaga has apparently signed on to a musical version of The Joker. The singer is in talks to play Harley Quinn alongside Joaquin Phoenix in the revamped film. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast newsroom. Join us tomorrow morning for another version of The Update. I'm Michelle Stevenson.